Hey. Welcome to a brand new edition of the Celebrity CEO Show on the Rundown with Ramon. I'm Ramon Ray. Glad you're here today. Today, we're going to talk about something that is absolutely amazing, and that is how to be a better speaker, a master class in how you can be a better speaker. Whether you're hearing the sound of my voice early in the morning, hearing the sound of my voice in the middle of the afternoon, hearing the sound of my voice late in the evening as you doze off to sleep, it doesn't matter. Because speaking is something that many people want to do. The stats say, although I don't believe the stats, that one of the biggest fears people have is public speaking. Maybe that is it. But either way, glad you're here today on a brand new episode. My name is Ramon Ray, the Celebrity CEO. We're going to dive into how you can be a better speaker, different types of speaking and more on this brand new edition. I hope you're feeling amazingly blessed and well today. If you join me today and you know what, you're not feeling so good, I hope a few minutes with Ramon Ray can help you feel just a little bit better or a lot better. And maybe you join me today and you're feeling blessed and fantastic. Well, guess what? I'm glad I can join you on your blessed and fantastic day. I'm feeling pretty good. Had a cup of Cafe Bustelo, had some toast with butter on it, and I got some oranges peeled, those little orangey things. I forgot what you call them, oranges peeled, and got some apples cut up upstairs. Didn't finish them yet. Woke up a bit late today, but I'm doing blessed and well. And again, Kimberly Wyckoff, glad you decided to join me and share this experience, this day-to-day with me. Appreciate you so very much. It's why I do this show, to add life and experience and insights to people every single day. So I'm glad you're here today. Sit back, relax, take a break. Hey, Deborah Williams, glad you're here today. I would say take a break. Don't take a break, but sit back, and maybe you're in the middle of the night, get ready to go to bed. Maybe it's early morning for you. Maybe it's in the middle of the afternoon for you. Who knows? But I'm glad you're here on today's day. Ayanna, glad you're here on today's day. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Rundown with Ramon, the Celebrity CEO Show, talking about all things how to be a better speaker. Let's jump right in and get the show on the road. So I am a professional speaker, motivational keynote speaker, and event host. What makes me paid clients like AT&T and Verizon and Dell, and I can go down the list. Many associations and more have paid me to come and host their events or keynote at their events. And going back to the free, we're going to talk about free, how to monetize even free. But this is the experience I have over the last 20-something years. Speaking on live stages is what I do. One of the things I do and what I enjoy doing very, very much. Now, it's not for everybody. Everybody doesn't want to do that, but I'm increasingly around circles of people who say, Ramon, I want to be a professional speaker. I want to speak more, Ramon. I want to get paid to speak. And I think it's something that those of us who are extrovertish or who have a story to tell or a gift or something of a mic in our hand, we always want to know, how can I speak more? How can I get paid to speak? And I think some ways we want to do it because it just feels good to do. I think that's part of the reason why people want to do it. It just feels great to get paid to speak. But for me, I love the energy of going on stage. Maybe it feels like a football player going onto the field to play football. Maybe it feels like a gymnast going to do her or his first twirls on the gym mat. Maybe it feels like a singer going to sing on stage, or a comedian. That's how I feel when I hit the stage as a motivational professional speaker. By the way, if you have events and you'd love some of Ramon's energy and inspiration on your stage, let me know. You can just find me at celebrityceo.com, and you'll see a link there, keynote speech. I think it is something like that, and you can invite me to speak at your event. So let's dive into today some of the keys and tips to how to be a better speaker. Before we do that, did you know the domain AI.com is for sale, and they believe the asking price for that is $100 million. Curious, have you ever bought domains? And if you bought domains, what's the most you paid for domain names? I've paid for domains several times. I've owned probably what feels like hundreds over the years. I think I paid at most $15,000 for a domain. And I think that was, for, as I recall, smarthustle.com, which I ended up selling later for about $400,000. So it was a good investment. And I think domain names are still important, even in this age of social media is going haywire. Everybody's, TikToking and Facebooking and Instagramming. A good domain name, or even if it's not good per se, but a domain name, and to have those, a .net domain name, a .com domain name, are absolutely essential and important for business I think. It just sounds better. You're on stage, being able to tell people, go to celebritysceo.com sounds much better than saying, go to my Instagram, scroll down and find me, celebrity underscore CEO underscore 5872 underscore dash dash dash. That's foolishness. So a good domain name, it's simple to the point. As you have ideas, just go and snag the domain name, anything related to your business, anything related to your industry, and in fact, anything related to your name. So let me dive into a few key points and set the stage first. Think about some of the good keynote speakers, motivational speakers, if you come across over the past few years. There's so many, hundreds of great speakers with great stories. Some that come to mind for me, you have someone like Lisa Nichols, who goes on stages around the world and impacts so many people. She's an amazing speaker, transforms people. You have my coach, Lamar and Ronnie Tyler, great speakers. Lamar Tyler in particular, amazing keynote speaker, entertainer, and more. And Ronnie's an amazing operational strategist, working with him to build this $1 million empire. You have, of course, the famed Tony Robbins, the GOAT, as it were, of motivational keynote speaking, who transforms energy to people and lets them feel amazing. Marcus Lemonis, here he's not keynoting on a stage. He's sitting on a seat and talking from a seat, which is another way to speak. But there's one thing that brings all these speakers together, one thing that connects them all, no matter the different types of speaking you're doing, and that is, I must say, the transfer of energy. How you make people feel is important. Numero uno. How do you make people feel as you're speaking on stage? This is absolutely important. How do you make people feel? Another thing that's important, what is the audience going to learn at the end or during your talk? What are they learning? What's the goal here? If it's just a story, that's great. They're still going to learn something. If you're training them, they're clearly going to learn something. But what are they learning? The next point is, what does the audience experience? What does the audience experience? These are three key things to keep in mind, and maybe feeling and experience are similar, so maybe it's just two things. But every speaker, you're transmitting something to your audience. What are they going to learn? What's the point of what you said? What do you want them to do with that? And I'm not talking about buying something from you, buying your books or something. We'll get to that. But what do you want the audience to do? And then, of course, the feeling, the emotion. How do they feel afterwards? Do they feel good? Or do they feel like they may want to tear up and cry? Do they feel they want to take action, feel they want to change, feel they want to be motivated to something? So I think here, what are the components of a good speech? And in a minute, I'm going to show you one of my speeches. What are the components of a good speech? I think the speaker must exude some level of confidence. I do think is important. If your speaking is a bit halting and you look fearful, it doesn't feel good to the audience. It's a terrible experience to give that kind of energy to the audience. I think every speech must be engaging. You have to connect with and engage with your audience in some way, shape, or fashion. Every speech should be informative. And if you're not teaching and it's not informative like that, some sort of information should pass. And when I say engaging, it doesn't have to be funny, but I do think humor is a good component of that for sure. And I do think every talk, every speech you give should have some clarity to it. So these are a few just brass tacks, basic things, I think, that every good speech to do. Again, you can get to know me better, our flagship site, zoneofgenius.com. Check that out, zoneofgenius.com. Be sure to sign up for our weekly email newsletter to get tips and insights like this. And definitely, you can see us at celebritysceo.com. We're building an amazing ecosystem to help you build your personal brand. Check us out at celebritysceo.com and sign up for our email newsletter there. So these are some of the components, the basic components of speaking. Glad to have you here, Shashi Bellamkonda. Clay, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate you being here today. Longtime friend and mentor of mine, Shashi Bellamkonda, joins us from X. Glad you're here, brother. So these are a few basic components I think everybody should be thinking of as you're considering being a speaker. And note this, every famous speaker is not a great speaker. I don't know how Abraham Lincoln's speech, if it was good or not, I don't know. But I know it was timely. It was transformative. The urgency of the message may matter. Everyone else's message may have been worse. I don't know. But I do want to note, because someone is famous doesn't mean they're a good speaker. Understand that. Fame does not make you a good speaker. Now, fame is important, Mary Evans. Why is fame important? Because oftentimes when people want to speak, they think it's because of how good they are. That's not always what drives your speaking fees. It's often the hard work you have to put in, like my friend Crystal Washington does, the hard work you must put in on it. And then as you're a good speaker, your name travels. But as my coach Lamar Tyler says, there's only two kinds of speakers, those attract an audience and those who don't. And for a major event, hey, Raquel, glad you're here today. Good day to you. People first look at who can attract an audience to my event, especially at a higher level. Who can attract than everybody else feels in, like me even. But I'm important because you don't want duds at your event. So let me show you one of my talks. Many of you may not have seen me on stage before. And I want to show you one of my speeches now. It's only about 5 minutes or so, 4 minutes and 47 seconds. Or no, 47 seconds. But I want to show this to you as maybe a learning moment that we can enjoy together. Check this out. Is how can I stand out? How can I pop, sizzle? How can I be different? How can I get more clients? How can I get more referrals? And this is to boost, to start, and to build your personal brand. How many would like to know how to do that today? Okay, great, 3 of you, awesome. I only have a few minutes with you today. So I could either say less or I could speak faster. What did I opt to do? Speak faster, yeah. So why do we want to do personal branding? Why would that be so important in your profession? Well, personal branding is important. Why? Because it makes you stand out. It makes you as the only choice in what you're doing in your business, whether you're working internally for a company or whether you own your own business. So I'm going to dive in here and I'm going to play this again. And I'm going to use myself as an example of giving a speech. And I'm going to walk you through this as I'm giving this speech. And I hope it's helpful for some of you to walk us through how to deliver a speech that has impact. Let me bring this up again. For some reason, when I was getting this queued up, the local storage of Restream sometimes doesn't work as well as I want. But let me play this again for you and bring this through and walk us through this. How can I stand out? How can I pop, sizzle? How can I be different? How can I get more clients? How can I get more referrals? So do you see that one? A few things you're seeing there. I'm owning the entire stage is one. Owning the entire stage. I'm not pacing, but I'm intentionally owning the entire stage. I'm going to put the sound off. Number 2, you can see my hand motion at work there, connecting to the audience. That's another way to evaluate a speaker. Look at them with the sound off. Look how I raised my hand to invite audience engagement as I'm speaking there as well. Do you see how at times my body is turned one way, but my eyes going one way to make sure I draw in the entire? That is a purposeful walk as I do that across the stage as I'm speaking, still panning and inviting the audience to join me on this journey. Pacing does not make a good speaker, to pace back and forth. But a good speaker is art in its intentionality, how you connect to the audience, how you connect to your audience is absolutely important, G. It's important. And I encourage you, those of you who want to be a better speaker, those of you who want to be a professional speaker, those of you who want to be a paid speaker, and even if you don't want to be a paid speaker, maybe you just want to be a bigger speaker, better speaker. Here's a few things you can do. And one is the art of telling your story. Lisa Nichols does this very well as she speaks. She weaves in and tells her story and connects her story to your journey. Being able to tell your story, connect with the audience so they see themselves in you and you can feel or learn from their experience. The power of taking your knowledge and teaching them something to make them smarter or better after your talk. You may be a type of teacher that also teaches something. Again, here's my coach, Lamar Tyler, his wife, Ronnie Tyler. Lamar is a teacher. Yes, he's a great theatrical, experiential speaker as well. Very good at it. But using him as an example in this silo, in this slot of he's an amazing teacher. I'm not a teacher. I can teach, but I'm more a keynote main stage speaker, not teaching so much, but I could. But what kind of speaker are you? Are you using your knowledge to convey something to the audience? Number 3, are you motivating the audience to take action after or during your talk? Again, Marcus Lemonis, I've seen many times in action, motivates people to take action, and he'll end and say, you can be a change too, or something like that he may say. So there are different types of speakers doing different types of things, and all are great. Just decide and know which one you're doing as a speaker or at that time. Other thing I encourage people to do is learn stagecraft. Learn the art of speaking. Many people think speaking is just about moving their hands and going back and forth on stage. It is not. That is not the key of good speaking. There's an art to speaking and a science to speaking that many people don't know. Hey, Alexandra Nicole, glad you're here today. There's an art to speaking, a science to speaking. You see what I did here in my talks as I was showing you this of me on stage here. There is a science to this, an art to this. There's a lot of intentionality to this. This is not accidental as you see me engaging with the audience, leveraging my story, bringing out bullet points, panning the room, using my hands. This is an art, and this can be learned. I've not had professional training. I wish I'd had. But God gives some of us an extra bit of talent in certain areas, and all of you have it. And you even see my slides. Some people don't know how to use slides. They talk to the slides, read from the slides. That's not a great speaker. Some people stay in the middle of the stage. You see how I'm doing this? I use every bit of the stage as my canvas. You can do this too. There's an art to speaking. And once you learn this, you will be a better speaker. So understand the stage, leverage the lighting, understand the photography and how you can maximize that even after. The audience engagement is most important. Many times I am not even on the stage itself. As you may have seen in that video clip, the body language I'm using on stage is very intentional as well, the body language. Lisa Nichols, hands raised. I do that often, you'll see. Lamar and Ryan, of course, you're on stage, on stage and posing in front of their audience, but using every bit of the stage. I've seen Lamar do this over and over again. Tony Robbins, a marquee pose he's doing. My friend Delator McNeil does this. This is very purposeful. And of course, Marcus Lemonis is not on the stage here, but even him, the use of hand motions, the use of how you position your head, all these things makes a difference. It's an art to excel at main stage speaking, your body language. And even let me tell you something else that is absolutely important. Come on, G, reading from those slides, and many speakers do it. Another thing that's also very important is the art of the pause. You don't have to speak all the time during your talk. It's okay to pause. Pauses can have an inflection point. Pauses can bring the audience in. Pauses can underline a point. Pauses can cause people to draw in and get closer to you. Pausing is so important. Your hand motions, the laughs you use or don't use, the tears that you may shed authentically or that the audience may shed, or the silence. The silence. So moving forward here in these key points, learn how to craft a great talk, opening, middle, and closing. How is your talk going? How are you opening it? I'm very thoughtful when I think of how I communicate with the audiences I serve. How will I open my talk? That's so important. Sets the stage for the rest of the talk. How will I open it? Understanding what is your goal for the talk that you're delivering? What is your goal for it? And those of you who want to be paid to speak, you can get paid to speak in different ways. Sometimes the payment to speak is just the cachet of saying you were there. I wasn't paid to, I was paid to host Aspire Tour, but many of the speakers are not paid, but they want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. So hence Aspire Tour. Maybe you are getting paid to speak. Somebody's giving you a paid. My speaking fee is $25,000, and I speak on the biggest stages in the world. That is one way to get directly paid to speak, but don't stop there. Maybe part of your payment to speak, whether you're paid or not, is you're building your email list or building your social list using tools like ManyChat or other tools to help you do that. There's many ways to get paid to speak. Maybe part of getting paid to speak is you are selling your book. You got the host to buy copies of your book ahead of time, or using it, people to buy your book on demand. Or you're learning the art of selling from stage as Myron Golden does so well. It sounds slimy to some of you, but selling absolutely is service, because if I'm teaching the art of how to be mentally prepared to start your business, and this is something you struggle with, then I'm serving you. You need this and you want this. What I'm speaking today, some of you are listening to the sound of my voice and you're like, I know I have something within me to speak better, to amplify my message, amplify my voice, to turn it into a business and or to leverage it to grow my business and or just because I want to do it. Some of you know you want to do that. And those who want to do that, you can just go to Celebrity CEO, by the way, connect with me there and go in the contact form and let me know that you're interested in being a speaker. I'm making it intentionally difficult for you. Not no some easy little lead magnet thing. No, if you want to do that, you do the work and connect with me, and you're willing to make that investment. I don't shy away also from getting speaker training. I've never had formal speaker training, Kevin Bernard. Hey, Greg Baker. Thank you, Shashi. Appreciate again you being here. Thank you, G, for being here. That's right. The power of the pause. Power of the pause is so important. Get speaker training. It's hard to, I was saying about myself, I lost track of what I was saying there, is that I have not had formal speaker training. Yes, I've been a member of the National Speakers Association for many, many years. So I'm sure I've learned by osmosis there, and I've learned by watching other people, but never a formal speaker course have I been through. I've been speaking for about 30 years or so. I'm over 50. But many of you should invest in speaker training. If you need help with that, you want to be pointed in the right direction, DM me, ask me. I have many resources I can send to you to give you good speaker training. The other thing I will say is know the type of speaker you are. Every speaker is different. All types of speaking are not the same. Some of you may excel at workshop training, long-form training of a particular topic. That is a blessing and that is great. Everybody does not have to do that. Some of you may excel in main stage keynote speaking that is high energy to kick off an event, to close an event right after lunch. Some of you may be good at other types of speaking. Some of you may be good at hosting an event. I happen to be able to do a lot of different things. One thing I haven't practiced is selling from stage. So I may not be the best person to sell from stage, but one thing I have done very, very well is support other offers and lead people to an offer or be the bridge. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray, and I want to break this down one more time before we go. I want to show this to you again to encourage you. Are you ready to take your speaking to the next level? It's amazing when you want to do something, it's hard to get it up there, but I'm just going to bring it up here because it's so important. This is live production, so hey, give me some grace. Is how can I stand out? How can I pop, sizzle? How can I be different? How can I get more clients? How can I get more referrals? And this is to boost, to start, and to build your personal brand. How many would like to know how to do that today? Okay, great, 3 of you, awesome. I only have a few minutes with you today. So I could either say less or I could speak faster. What did I opt to do? Speak faster, yeah. So why do we want to do personal branding? Why would that be so important in your profession? Personal branding is important. Why? Because it makes you stand out. It makes you as the only choice in what you're doing in your business, whether you're working internally for a company or whether you own your own business. The reason I wanted to bring this out today, because I wanted to show you this, anything is possible. Anything is possible with the right practice and work ethic. You saw live here, your host doing it live on stage. I used pauses. I used hand moments. I used a bit of humor. I used audience engagement. I owned the entire stage. I told my story. I got to the points. I built in different moments in it. This takes practice, and it's available for all of you. If anybody wants to do this, join me on that journey, by the way, just DM me, let me know. Be in touch with me directly. I'm not going to make it easy for you. If this is something you really, really want to do and you like what you saw and you want to invest in that, just hit me up. Find me, DM me across the social platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram. you can find me. Go to celebritysceo.com, use the contact form, and you can do it through there. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. It's been a brand new day, a brand new edition of the Celebrity CEO Show on the Rundown with Ramon. Congratulations, G. Appreciate you. PPA is an amazing organization. And we're here today to do one thing and one thing alone: inspire you to make a difference, inspire you to make a change, inspire you to get to the next level in life and your business, because it's reachable for everyone if you put in the work and want to do it. If you're doing the same thing that you've been doing the same way, expecting a different result, not going to work that way. Everybody be blessed. Have an amazing day. Hope you've enjoyed this edition of The Rundown with Ramon, the Celebrity CEO Show. Get to know me better. CelebrityCEO.com. You can use the contact form and reach out to me, especially those of you like, man, I'd love to improve my speaking. I'd love to do a variety of things. Reach out to me. Let me know I can serve. Let me know I can help and be on that journey with you. But glad you're here today. Greg, glad you're here, Greg. Thanks for being here and being a part of my day. Let's embrace today for sure. Appreciate it. Kevin Bernard, glad you're here today. Appreciate you. Glad you showed up. Shashi Bilam Konda, my friend, glad you're here today, joining us on the live show again. Many people will be hearing this in the replay. Deborah, glad you're here today. Kimberly, glad you're here today. Good day to all. Go forth and DM somebody. Let them know that they matter. Let them know that they care, that you care for them, and that they can be a part of making the world a better place. Be blessed. Thanks for joining me here on the Rundown with Ramon, the Celebrity CEO Show. Take care and see you next time. Thanks.